The last of the 4 R's is what I call reputation. This is where people fall into what I call the reputation trap. When an organization fails to fully utilize the diversity of perspectives that they have, to take advantage of the intellectual capacity of their people, to use them to get better business results, when they can't do that, their default position is to be known as diversity friendly. And of course, the best way to be known as diversity friendly is to declare yourself diversity friendly. One of the ways that people default to doing this is to get listed on what I call the list. This is one of the biggest distractions that we have in the diversity management movement. Getting on these lists is wonderful and is great for an organization's reputation. But the lists use the wrong criteria. The lists measure things like the numbers, the affirmative action numbers, the development, how quickly people are moving up in their organization, the commitment of senior management, which is I always call into question because it's easier to commit to something when you don't know what you're committing to, and the supplier diversity numbers. Those are great and important things, but no way do they act as a surrogate for the value, the real value of diversity management. Those are the wrong criteria. What people should be asking is, can you identify tangible results from your diversity management efforts? Tangible results look like, we tried it the old way with the same cast of characters, we tried it the new way with a different mix of people, and we got better results. Our numbers went up, our efficiency went up, our performance went up, our innovations increased. Those are tangible results. When we get to the point where we're including people on lists for that criteria, then we're making progress. Now, I'm not naive enough to believe that people will stop attempting to be on these lists because I have a concern about it. I was at a meeting several years ago, and one of the participants was in the room, and as I went on railing about the distraction of getting on these lists, he's a good friend of mine, and he raised his hand and said, "Jim, you know something? I'm a CDO of a major utility out on the West Coast. My CEO kind of likes seeing his picture in magazines, and part of my job is to make sure that I get it there." I have to admit, that's a reality. Human nature prevails. Reputation is important. There's something we call goodwill in an organization. If you look at any organization's balance sheet, a major portion of their net worth is in something we call goodwill. One of the companies that I've worked for in the past is the Coca-Cola Company, who happens to be the #1 most recognizable brand in the world. Over 50% of their value is in goodwill. It's really important for them that everybody sees them as a positive force in the world. So I don't discount the value of reputation. All I'm saying is that if you really want to move your diversity management movement forward, you have to overlook this distraction. Focus on being good, not just looking good. The people who publish these things, you have to understand they have a different agenda than we do. The people who publish the lists are publishers. They are looking for ways to increase their revenue. The people who hold conferences that talk about being the best have a different agenda. Their job is to get butts in the seats. Their job is to make sure that they make money on the conference that they're promoting. We, as diversity practitioners, as leaders of the enterprise, as managers of functions, we should have a different agenda, and that is to advance this field so we translate it from theory to practice, and we are regularly getting absolute value out of the fact that the world is changing and that ever-increasing diversity is just a part of the landscape. So my caution to you is reputation is important, but don't focus so much on looking good. Focus more of your energy on being good.